right? One of my theories about the dot-com crash is this, okay, and I've mentioned this before, and I wrote about this in the mid 2000s, as there is a take that most people don't talk about as to why the dot-com crash happened in the 2000s. Everything was in a bubble state, yes. Things were inflated, yes. However, the promise of tech, what technology offered that we're seeing right now rolled out in a dystopian way, was being offered in the late 1990s and early 2000s in an open world type of way. Okay, the reason why the tech.com bubble blew up so fast and so hard was because the Federal Reserve raised interest rates faster than, as far as I know, than at any other time in history. In 1 year they would meet and say, we're raising, multiple times raising 50 basis points, 50 basis points, 50 basis points, 50 every 3 months, 50 basis points, 50 basis points, 50 basis points. Greenspan came out, Alan Greenspan, that fucking piece of shit, came out and said people have irrational exuberance, right? So why did they do that, right? Were they really worried about people having irrational exuberance? No, not necessarily, right? One of the reasons they did this, aside from being a little bit concerned about how many millionaires were being created at that time that they didn't have a control over, one of the reasons they did that was because they didn't have control of all the different tech companies that were popping up. It was fucking beautiful. You could have bought computers from so many different type of places, so many different types of phones, so many different types of programs, so many different types of platforms, independent voices coming up. There wasn't all the social shit media where they funnel everybody talking into one fucking hole that they can control and cut and censor. There were just independent forums all over the place, where people were sharing information, talking freely, trading freely. The first transaction I ever did online was me buying a Dune board game, Avalon Hill Dune game, plus 2 expansion packs, sealed in the 1990s from a person in Florida, right? On a forum. I talked to people. I said, hey, listen, we're playing these games. One of my friends had the Dune game. We're trying to put a game together, but that friend that had the Dune game isn't around anymore, so I want to get a hold of the Dune game so we can play. And one person on the forum said, yeah, I have a set that's sealed and I got the 2 expansion packs. I'll go, shit, can I buy it from you? He goes, yeah, for sure. I go, what do you want for it? He goes, how about $50 US? I said, for sure, and I'll pay for the shipping. I wrote out I went to the bank, got a money order for his name, mailed it out to Florida. A few weeks later, I get a Dune set coming to me with the 2 expansion sets from Florida. eBay didn't take a cut. PayPal didn't take a cut. The bank took a cut because they had to write the money order, right? But eBay didn't take fucking 30% of what it costs or 20% of what I had to pay. There was no corporation siphoning off the shit, right? No,